Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the swamp. I am here again today, and I have the beautiful and lovely Miss Valerie from Illumination Portal and Miss Diana from Oil Painter. And they're going to fill us in on all kinds of cool astrological things, which is why we got started late because we got excited and started talking about it. And real quick, Silky Steel, I did not see your question, so put it back in, please. And so uh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so
I do it all the
this
time.
is only show number 3 today. I'm like brain dead at this point. Um, so what have y'all got cooking? What's coming up for each of you on your channels? What you got going, Miss Valerie? I'll start with you.
Oh my goodness. I really, the next thing I have going is on Fridays. I'm with Kaylee, who speaks to the Holy Spirit. She's Deb's a cow's friend, and we've been doing a Fearless Friday thing for to get us through these last few months. Um, so, and then the next after that, Diana and I are together on the 21st for the new moon in Libra, which is a pretty big deal. This is when everything's starting to move now, but it's not full force, but we're starting to get some indicators. It's time, to do stuff. But that's it for me this week. I know Diana's busy.
I
All
am
right, Miss
busy.
Diana, what about you?
I am busy this week, that's for sure. Last week was even busier, but um, so Monday I have an interview with Evelyn from Life After Life for a second video with them. So I'm excited about that. And then Tuesday I have Akashic Records with Linda Day Gonzalez and Viviani, and that is at 5 o'clock Eastern. And then the Dream Show with Allie and Terry and Kelly, and that is at 7 Eastern. And then Thursday, Danny Shea and I are going to talk about the Hopi prophecy and the 30 days of shaking and quaking, which is going on so much right now. And so that is 2 o'clock Eastern. And then Friday night, Diane G and I come on at 5 o'clock for Akashic Starseed readings. And then on the 21st, Valerie and I are together for the moon, the new moon.
She's real busy. All
Yes, she is. God bless you.
righty. Well,
Listen,
I've got
I'm glad
I
you
got
brought
one
that
show
up. I
left to
need to
do.
memorize it so I know what I've got to do, where I got to be, and how I got to be
I
there.
got my handy little day planner right here next to me. Um, I've got one more show to do today after this one is over,
Oh
and
my
that's the slumber
gosh.
party at 10 o'clock Central Time tonight. And
Scary.
we've got like new naughty cards to use tonight. So we're gonna have fun. Um, and then
Listen up, bitch.
that's it. And let's see, tomorrow is laundry day, and I do backstage for Arthur for his solo shows on the weekend. And and then Monday is Draining the Swamp with Mel Dore, the Aloha Shirt Psychic,
Yeah.
and Arthur Ease Your Mind. And then Tuesday, I'll be doing backstage for Arthur and Mel for their Aloha Tuesday. Wednesday is I'll be doing Reveal the Future for the first 30 minutes, 6 to 6:30, and then jumping back over to Sisters after that to do Sisters and of the Mystical Tarot, which is hosted by Ali this week. And then Friday, I've got a live with Francine, Purple Moon Tarot, and my members live stream is this coming Friday night, and then the 18th is another packed house day. It's Date with Nate. That's our live stream. I'll be doing another healing show with Trish Campbell from Ribbons and Wax. And then I'll be doing a pre-recorded show with Benny on. I think our I think my card is the Knight of. I think it's the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. So he's doing these pre-recorded shows, and each guest he has on, they do one card. And so he was like, "Do the Knight of Pentacles." I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that. That works for me."
Talk about being busy.
Yeah.
Girl.
And then the slumber party with Ramon at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. That's every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Central.
Wow.
The slumber party. So if you're awake, come and join us. We have a lot of fun. So
You know
and
what? I love how we all showed up in black tonight. Nobody sent an email.
This feels
you know,
like
Nathan and I started this morning and we were both in black. I was like, wow, we wore the same color. And I think Sybil was wearing a different color. I don't remember what color she was wearing. But I'm just not until you mentioned it did it dawn on me. We're all three in black. So we are the ladies in black tonight. So
Exactly.
be
Tis
careful.
the season.
Anything
We're
goes.
heading out of the second
It's
harvest.
the spooky season, yeah.
Right? On the Sunway.
Absolutely. It is the spooky season. So all right, we did that. I want to go back up real quick and make sure I haven't missed any questions. So what do we have to look forward to astrologically speaking for the next couple of weeks?
More of the same, right?
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. Oh, what in the world just happened?
Well, right now the moon is in Gemini, so the moon is fast moving, and if you think that you're going to be able to shut up Sherry or I, not going to happen because we are Gemini sons. So we're really
we both talk a lot.
We're having our own
Turn my switch on, and I don't stop until you turn it back off again.
Right? We're having our own personal new moon right now.
There you go. Oh, that's right. When's the new moon?
Well, no, the new moon is not in Gemini. It's you and I are having our own personal new moon because the moon's in Gemini and we're Gemini sons.
Okay. When is the new moon?
So every month you get a moon.
You get a full and a moon. I just forget when it's
I'm talking about personally. What Diana's talking about, like, would it personally hit your sun sign, or it'll personally hit your moon sign? But the moon goes the fastest, so you always get a charge from the moon, like anytime it hits Namaste.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the moon hits every sign every month.
Yes.
It's like 2.5 days.
Travel fast.
Yeah.
It spends because it spends only about 2.5 days in each sign.
Okay.
So each month it hits all the signs.
Yeah. So tonight you guys sun sign is getting it, and then
because my moon is Aquarius. My moon is Aquarius. My rising is Aries, but my sun
you get along with yourself. That's for sure.
Yes. I'm not the only one that can stomach me, so yeah, that works.
And no matter which one of you you're talking to, because Gemini is never alone.
My late husband was also Gemini. We used to laugh and say between the two of us, we had 4 people living together, and it was like that sometimes. It was like living with 4 people.
It's
and
like
then my
son is an
Aquarius. My son is Aquarius sun. So his sun is in Aquarius, and I don't know what his moon and rising is. I need to input it in the little database thing and pull that up because I have no clue.
You can do that.
No, he's Aquarius, so
I just want to let everybody know that we do readings. Like, it's really hard for us to do reading on we're getting birthdays, birth times, and stuff like that. And to get a 6-month reading, we really need to see you and talk personally with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of information. We come on here and do this, and we're just touching on certain things that are going on in the moment. But yeah, your personal chart is a whole different ballgame. And we both are available if you'd like to um, have either of us read your chart, or we could do it together, or there's plenty of other people out there. So it's really cool to have this done, especially as we're going into this new era right next, like that's what the rest of this year playing out is, and then we start the new era like in February, where we're really going forward as a collective, as individuals. So right now we're still shedding and still stabilizing in energies that we aren't even sure what they are, because we've never had this experience before. So that's the cool thing. It is a surprise. And that I can, always kind of think of it like this. Say thank you. I always say thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful surprises every day, or the miracles every day. This way you get, that's on your mind, instead of, oh no, it's going to blow up. Because I can, with the politics, I can go with that. But I do think eventually we're all going to be fine. So from out of this density that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, I mean, everything I keep getting that I've been getting since like November is that it's going to get really bad and it's going to get really dark, but don't give up hope, because it does get better. And in the end, the good guys win,
Yes.
and that's us. So
I love that. Yes.
just, think of us. We're the Avengers in black. The good guys always win, regardless what Thanos does. So,
Right. Well,
and,
occasionally proud. I would say this. Overall, she's asking, I would just like a read on what's causing the anxiety and frustration I'm feeling. I think the whole world has PTSD. We are going
have had
through
it
it.
since the first time he was in office.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
been 10 years. Yes, it's been 10 years, if not longer. And it is stripping us all of what is no longer going forward with us, but it's also stripping them too. We just don't see it as because we're feeling our own life, right? Feeling our own feelings. Um, but this is, to me, for our highest. I mean, like Sherry just said, ultimately at the end we're all going to be the good guys win. We become, but it's important to stabilize yourself as best you can every day in these energies, not run from them. Face them, deal with it. If it's really angry, you can deal with your anger. I get really angry over this stuff, and I gotta just take some time with that and process it, and then, like, I'll be good for a few days, and then it'll come back in, and it's kind of like it's unraveling a deep, deep anger, like a lot of us have, because if you think about it, this is like the end of a 26,000 year cycle, where many a lifetimes humanity has been disempowered. The divine feminine, divine masculine, nobody's been actually at their highest best, because there's been a lot of interference, and those in power didn't. They needed us not to be. They needed to suppress us. Let's put it that way. And we don't know what that's like. I mean, it's been lifetimes that we've been here going through this depression, and we're just trying to unravel from that. And even still, like, I asked myself, what would it feel like if I was free? If everything was going the way I wanted, what would it feel like? I don't think we ever really give ourselves that time to think about that. What do you prefer to feel? How would you prefer to feel? Just putting your hand on your heart for 3 seconds and taking 3 breaths is going to help you with that anxiety
yeah,
immediately. It's just something that we got to do over and over again, because that's not going away today. And I don't know when it is going away, but when it does go away, this is the most important thing. You want to be your strongest self.
Well, and it won't be going away while Mercury is conjunct Mars in Scorpio and a square and a half from Saturn, Neptune, um, Sirius, and Eris and Chiron. It's going to keep egging at us, right? With that Chiron square and a half to Mercury, it is. How are you talking to yourself?
Exactly.
That keeps digging your wound, keeps making that wound fester, right? So you have to occupy yourself with softer things, starting with breath work. That's always a good way to change everything. It brings down your cortisol and brings down your blood pressure and brings down the clickbait.
Yes.
Because even if you're not aware of it, you're psychic and you're picking up on all of these other energies. And in that, you're hearing the clickbait. And that's what we have to learn how to shut out.
Yeah.
And so
exactly.
It is just unplug, man. Just unplug. Seriously. I'm not saying don't listen to the news, but limit. If you're gonna listen every day, read the headlines. I mean, a whole newspaper and clickbait is designed the same way. Read the headlines. The newspapers are designed in order to get your attention. You get the headline, and everything that needs to be known is in the first paragraph.
Right.
And that didn't go away. That has continued.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Acadian Proud works in emergency management in the DC area. I'm so
so sorry.
And this is
so
something
she's like she's where the energy is always peaking emergency, and I was in the medical field for 30 years, and so it's draining. I mean,
I give it to you.
It was so great to get out of that and then kind of get back to normal, where you're not living your life to stat, it's
and doesn't it take a while to get yourself reacclimated into a more calmer scenario?
When I first started my job at the university and somebody would ask me to do something and I'd say, well, is this like you need it right away, or is this something I can take the week to work on? Oh, just as soon as you can get it done. Well, in my mind and interpretation, that means stat. And so within an hour or so, I would bring it to them and they'd be like, good God, you've already done that. I'm like, well, you said you wanted to get it as soon as possible.
Wow,
it took us a while to realize that, when he said that to me, I went into stat mode and he was like, okay, we got to bring your temp down a little bit. You're moving too fast. And so I mean, it's developing. Yes, Diane Keaton passed today. She was 79. That's really sad because she was a very talented actress.
And does anybody know, has anything been released as to what the causes were?
I've not seen it yet, but I've been on and off, so it could have come out and I just haven't seen it. So if any of y'all know, you can say so in the thing. I know one of the things that has helped me a lot is when I wake up in the morning, my first thought is, thank you, I woke up. Thank you, I'm still breathing. If I can stand up and go to the bathroom, it's like, thank you, I can still stand up and still walk. There are some days when I can't. There are some days I crawl to the bathroom because my back won't let me stand up. It just, and that's just my life. I've learned to deal with that. But there are days when I wish I could feel like I was 20 again. And
problem is we're not 20 in our bodies.
No, I still think like I'm 20. It's the rest of me that just cracks up laughing. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Think that.
You think you're getting up.
Yeah.
We'll let you stand in about 15 minutes. or stands.
Okay, well, let's see here. Linda McCormick had a question. She said she's been feeling off balance for the last 3 years, and my spirit guides tell me what the rest of the year looks like for me.
Well, first of all, yes. Secondly, they're your spirit guides. You can talk to them too. We're certainly glad to help you with that, but you got to trust your gut. When you get a feeling, trust your gut. And so much of this off balance is because of the solar flares, this solar maximum. It has messed with everybody's equilibrium. It has messed with the birds' ability to navigate and migrate and do the things that they normally do, living a normal season. And the winds have been extremely strong. The winds are strong enough to keep a hurricane out in the ocean instead of hitting landfall in Louisiana. Now, how often does that happen?
Yes.
Never.
And it's true though. We're electromagnetic beings. Earth is electromagnetic. All the cosmic and solar activity is triggering Earth, which makes Earth spike in her frequency. So, I mean, imagine what you can see. We're just people on here, and we're being pummeled by these energies. This is why what Diana said was true. Ground into yourself, connect to your spirit team. We're not kidding when we say, and it's been astrologically for the last 10 years, it's been really bumpy. The last 5 years has been it's beyond words. There's no astrology like this before now. So we're all going through this together, and it is about stabilizing your energy field. How do you do that? Breath, first thing, ground, cultivate a relationship with your spirit guides, because they're right there and they want to help you. And this goes for everybody, but we have to ask. That's all we have to do. So.
And there is a physical reaction, even if you don't have something in your, like autoimmune disease. Even if you don't have one, there's going to be a physical reaction, because when those flares go off, protons come out.
Yep.
And the protons start to come through the ionization belt. And when they get through that ionization belt, they become ionized. And that being ionized is what messes with our DNA. So it is why you can't tolerate certain foods that you can eat like crazy. And it's why you can't, all of a sudden you're feeling wobbly and you're not, everything's in order, but your sense of balance, serious, the equilibrium within our ears feels off kilter, because boom chakalaka, as Stefan Burns would say, it comes directed at us, it hits us. If it's a G class flare, then that is a mild, but even at mild is not mild, right? M class is a medium class flare, and that's when we really, really can start to feel it. And then when that X class flare goes off, I just go to sleep. I just don't even try.
I drew a couple of cards for you, Linda, and the first thing I got was endurance. You've had a rough journey.
Yeah.
You've had to go through a lot of things, but you've endured. You've had the endurance to get through it. So
that's a beautiful
you
card.
Come out at the end, you feel tired, because the other one I got was neglect. You haven't been taking care of yourself.
Yes. And that's number one.
Getting enough sleep. That's hydrating. That's eating well. That's one of my issues, is trying to change my eating habits, trying to change to get more rest when I can.
I love that you brought that up, though, because I think we all neglect ourselves. We don't realize how important, like you just said, hydration and the right nutrition is. It is so important. And if you need to add vitamins and minerals, I was going to, Diana and I, we just came backstage, and I was going to ask her to talk about this. When the solar flares hit and it triggers in you pain, or it triggers you, we're off balance, right? That off balance
Yeah.
feeling is really that's not the first thing that we think of. Oh, the sun must be doing something, but that is exactly what it is, because this occurred to me, this happened to me the last solar cycle, which was in 2011, 2012. It's really affecting Diana right now, but there's two, like, she's going through it, and I was bringing this to her attention because she didn't know that it was the solar flares, and it's a couple years ago. Anyway, so we get to this point. I want everyone to know that there is another side to the pain. There's another side to it. I don't know, like, if anybody will be fully healed. We'd have to look at your chart. We all have to go through a certain amount of uncomfortableness, right? And really search out what those things are that is causing this. And it's not, like I said, it's not the first thing we think about is solar flares, but that is
So
really what it is.
I have systemic lupus erythematosus. Okay. And
Yes,
it's a rheumatoid related disease, but it's an autoimmune disease. That having been said, I always pay attention to the sun, but the scientific end of it, which is the solar maximum, what I was not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I became aware of it partially because of Valerie, and Valerie and I have gotten so close that it's like she has a thought and I find something, or she says it to me, or
Yes.
vice versa. I have the thought and she finds it before I say
Yes.
something. So it's
and the thing is, we want to help each other. It's not like, oh, I know more than you, or you know more than me. This is how we are remembering who we are as we walk each other home. And the most important thing Diana said was, we are all psychic. We are all connected to spirit. We're all mediums. You have this ability. We're not special. And we have been working on it, and that's all it takes is a little practice every day, and you will have a relationship with your own team where you could stabilize your energy field a little more each day. But like I'm saying, it doesn't always work. For me, divine timing. Oh, I love that.
And just in that, you didn't get through with this question earlier because the divine timing brought you here to get this answer now, which
Right,
might have
exactly.
been a little overbearing, right? But seriously, we've all got something to say about it because we've experienced it for so long. Now, with lupus, for me, the sun is my trigger. It has been triggering me all my life. I've had grand mal seizures as a child because of it, because they didn't think that lupus could attack children. At that time, they still believed that it was an old person's disease. And if you didn't die from it, then they misdiagnosed it. Well, that's not true. It's not true at all. It is a virus that attacks our double-strand DNA. And it is an antibody that wants to keep that from happening. So when it's dormant, everything's normal. But when it's active, which is what has happened with these solar flares, is that it's not normal. And so I get these breaks in my DNA strands as the virus is attacking, trying to tear them apart, right? And more simply put, it causes all rheumatoid related diseases cause the separation of the cells in your body. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying I've had to study it all
She just plays one on TV.
That's right. I've been studying it since 1989 when I was diagnosed. Finally diagnosed with it. So, just saying.
There you go.
We all feel it, even if you don't have something else reason to trigger it. This is one more thing about this. This applies to all of us. This is not normal because in the past we had a protective plasma around the planet.
Yeah.
And that plasma is gone. To heck with even talking about the ozone. It's gone. That protection is no longer there. And that protection was there that prevented intense solar maximum times, which is a 12-year cycle. It goes up and then it goes back down and then it goes up. Well, when that plasma was there, the Earth didn't feel the same as it does right now. The sun feels closer.
Yeah.
It's not. But the protection we had around Earth is what's now missing.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
It's
Old
amazing.
Windwalker had a question, a political question. If y'all
Okay.
don't want to answer that, I can do it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Okay. The current occupant of the White House is going to the Mideast. Will he return? Oh, your thoughts from your mouth to God's ears.
I know, right?
Trump is going to the Mideast. Will he return?
I'm
He'll return, but I don't know what condition he'll be in.
Then maybe that's what I'm getting. Okay, that makes sense.
Will he be breathing when he returns?
Oh, I like it. Will he be breathing when he returns?
Oh, I'm getting a no.
I got a no too, Sherry.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I was looking for my pendulum. You know what?
Okay. I wasn't expecting that answer. I was like,
no, I thought it was, it was a good question to get the pendulum moving, but boy, that really sparked it, didn't it?
All right, I'm going to use my coppers. Hi, coppers. I haven't had you out
there you go.
Wow, how are you? How are you? All right.
That was an excellent question, though.
All right.
And I do feel something.
Answer questions for me today.
Big is coming.
Ooh, baby. They're like, get me out of this bag. Thank you.
They're ready to go to work.
All right. Settle down. Okay, thank you. Will you answer for me today? That's a yes. Okay. Well, the orange bounces way back into the home. Ooh.
17th.
Ooh. I got opposites. This other one's ready to stab me in the throat, right? And the one that's pointing to the screen.
I can't see.
Okay. Well, it's under my chin.
Oh my goodness.
It's like total opposite. I'm going to say there's something about this. He's going over there, but the return trip is going to be opposite of how he left.
Oh my goodness.
And Valerie and I both got to know when I asked, will he be breathing when he comes back?
Exactly. Thank you, Cop.
Y'all heard it here first, folks.
I'm going to keep these guys.
And somebody put up there that I guess Arthur said the 17th or something. So
yeah, Arthur he like went into a trance on a show with Marina and Allie last week before last. Like for 5 minutes, he just went down. And when he came out of it saying October 17th.
Oh,
and
wow.
that's all he had. So that's Friday, October 17th. That's this coming Friday. So I know Nathan, I read on that this morning, and we both got multiple things happening between the 15th and the 20th.
And that's I mean, we're in a we're in Libra season. Let me explain it like this. The sun is in Libra, which is usually balance, justice, and fairness. And that's the goal, right? Those are the higher energies of Libra. We can see there's a lot of injustice. There's a lot of imbalance. Things are, so that's kind of how astrology works. You see those new energies coming in every sun sign, and it helps to blend and calm down those spicier energies. But we have Mars in Scorpio, and the day of the full moon that we just had in Aries, Mercury went into Scorpio. So we have those two, and then the sun is going to go into Scorpio on the 22nd, right after this new moon coming up. That usually is that Scorpio brings up the underbelly, brings up the things that really we don't like to talk about, but it's got to come out. That's what I see, and it's been, I guess, Diana and I, you and I did that full moon together on, what day was that? The 7th, and we kept saying that the rest of this month was just, I mean, it's really, this is it. This is the time where I don't even know how to say it's going to get any worse than it's been, but really it is. It's got to come out. It's got to come out like unpleasantly, right? But ultimately, in the end, the good wins. But we have to see what's been hidden from us. That's what Scorpio does. It shows you what's been hidden. It shows you the back of the room stuff,
Yeah.
But if that's a good thing for Scorpio, Scorpio will help us clean that out, get it out of us, get it out of our country, get it out of the world, get it out of us individually. And we all have, let me say this too, we all have each sign in us. There's 12 houses, and then somewhere in your chart, those houses affect you because they're ruled by a sign. And we all have these signs in us somewhere. So when I'm talking about Libra, just because you're not a Libra sun, don't think that doesn't matter to you, because you could have a Libra moon or something else and it's getting activated. And astrology is all the time, every moment. It never stops moving. Right? It never stops moving, and it always and its goal, right, is to balance things out. But we all have free will, and we know humans are pretty imbalanced at the moment. So we kind of, those energies come down, they're coming, beaming onto Earth and helping us. Okay, now it's a Libra season. So now we're all going to feel a little bit more. We want justice. We want balance. It just kind of, it's not like in our face, but it's subtle, and it's constantly behind in our daily lives, whether we see it or not.
Yeah, I have a Libra rising, and my sun is in the 9th house, and my moon is in Sagittarius, which rules the 9th house. My Gemini sun then is in a trine to my rising sign. So, like Sherry, I get along with myself,
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm my own best friend.
Right, exactly. And another thing is your north node and your south node is your own personal polar star, right? It's your north star, it's your south star. And my south node is on my rising sign. That means that my north node is in Aries, and being in Aries, it knows how to move forward. And my Libra is the judge, the attorney, the lawyer, the balance of the universe. And so because it is in the sign of Libra with my rising sign, it's like you can't make a step, you can't take a step until you know you're going to get that step right. And for the most part, it's uncanny that that's how that works out, because long before I knew how that stuff worked, I couldn't make a mistake. It's not the refinement of everything. It's just I have to have the schematic in my head, show me a picture, and I'll know how to do it. So once I get the plan, once I get a blueprint in my head, and how many of you do the same thing? You get the blueprint, you know how to go forward, You know how to do it so you don't make a mistake and have to retrace.
Right.
So we all have that. And they are exactly opposite each other. So any battle you have, you're having only with yourself in that opposition. And I always refer to oppositions as a conjunction at a distance, because the points should be the same.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a lot to know, and this is, you know, it's each chart is intricate and in detail, like Diana's explaining her stuff. We all have that, and it makes
Right.
up who we are, and that's, you know, that's how deep astrology gets, though. It gets under layers, layers, and layers of who's in there.
It's
What
the
are you
basis of psychology.
Yeah.
Carl Jung was an astrologer before he became a psychologist. And he often used astrology while dealing with his clients and patients. And so it's very difficult to tell you what your chart is without us seeing what house it's in.
Right.
And, you know, and what time of day, and is it a morning chart or an afternoon chart? Are you in the east or are you in the west? All those little factors come into play. But here's something that is always amazes me. If you know what the Briggs-Myers test is, Sherry, I'm sure you've had to take that for your job. It shows you if you're an introvert, an extrovert, and all these other different things. And there's 4 important letter acronyms for this, right? And those 4, when you look at astrology, those 4 things represent your sun, your moon, your rising, and your north node. So I always look at the north node and south node as just as important as the other 3 things.
Mm-hmm. And I do midheaven and north node, because that'll kind of give you an idea where you're headed, you know. But it all does. It's like that's what we do.
That your north node. I'm sorry. Your midheaven is where your chart is, where your noon is in your chart. For your own personal noon, not noon in a 24-hour period, but where your high sun is.
Well, Windwalker's asking, aren't conjunctions usually positive and opposition negative?
Yes.
Well,
you know, if you
depends on who and what's going on, right?
If you dive into it and think about it, how do you want to carry that axis? How do you want to carry that pole? If you work together with it, you will get the temperature to go back to even and back to the positive.
Mm-hmm.
All negative energy is the challenge to make you rise to the moment, to find out how to do it differently.
I love that. Love it. It's so true.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what life is? Life is about that. Like almost every moment you get confronted with your inability to move or your ability to move, right?
Right.
It's that work-life balance. You don't want to overdo one with the other. You want to balance that out.
It's like when a 4-year-old is on one end of the teeter-totter and a 12-year-old is on the other. If that 12-year-old gets off the teeter-totter, that 4-year-old is going to bang down on the ground, hurt his little booty, and bite his tongue. So then what happens to the 12-year-old? The 12-year-old gets punished, right? For being inconsiderate to somebody smaller. And so when you use your own leverage for whatever challenge you're rising to, you remain calmer. You do things with forethought and consideration. And you deserve the same thing that you were raised to do for your younger brother or your younger sister, or how to treat your grandparents and your parents. So you deserve that same treatment. So it's only you that have to find a way to rise to the challenge without injuring yourself or anybody else.
Exactly.
And that's basically what's wrong with the world. Too much of that doesn't
Yeah.
happen. We need more of that to happen.
Yeah. We've had too
Yeah.
long of a period of everybody just looking out for themselves and not being considerate of those smaller than them.
Yeah.
In whatever aspect.
Right.
Okay, Silky Steel had a question. She's asking, what can I expect for the next 3 months? Her birthday's March 23rd, 1960, 12:35 p.m. Annapolis, Maryland.
Well,
Um,
see, now this is hard because, okay, the year you were born.
Silky Steel, just real quick, after your question is answered to the best of our ability, you might want to go in and delete your comment so that your information is not left for anybody and everybody to see.
Available. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to
You know?
leave our birth time and stuff up there. You know, like that's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
nobody here will.
with you and move to the next one, just go in and delete your comment. Click on the
So-
little 3 dots on the far right and you can delete what you said. And it's
So-
not a big deal.
There's several websites that you can go to see your chart, right?
Mhm.
And tell you to randomly look. I can't just tell you where your rising sign is because that fluctuates. A rising sign changes every 2.5 hours, let's say, throughout the course of the day. That means that it goes through every sign through the course of a 24-hour period, right? And in so doing, we already have explained that the moon changes every 2.5 days. Well, in those kind of cycles, you can't say it's at this time this year and 1949, and then think of how that would have affected my chart. I can't tell you where your moon is, and I can't tell you where your rising sign is, because those are shorter cycles, so a little shorter orbital patterns through the course of a day or 2.5 days. So it changes much more rapidly. Okay, March 23rd, 1960, you were probably right at the start of Aries, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, and even every once in a while you get into those leap years, and then that even throws off the pattern of when the sun actually will egress into the next sign. So there's all these little tiny factors. Oh, a Cancer moon and an Aquarius moon and a Cancer rising. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and but that Aries is it's being played with a lot this year. Okay, so that's an important point for you. I mean, I don't know where, like we just said, we're not sure what house it's in.
Well, but I can tell you this: her Chiron is going to be affected for another 2 years, no matter where it is. I mean, if you're on the 23rd, you probably have like a 4 or 5 degrees sun, and Chiron has already gone past that 4 and 5 degrees. But right now he's retrograde, and he's not going to go retrograde far back. But he's at 24 degrees, and it's probably still in the same house as your sun. And so that's going to affect you. You have a Cancer. So the Cancer rising would put your Aries sun in the 10th house, 11th house, and 10th or 11th house. Now you're like in a trine to your in the sextile to your rising sign, and so you are steadfast. You know when you're right, so stick to your gut, and that. Gosh, I wish I knew where your Chiron was, but that Cancer rising also makes you feel things deeper.
Cardinal. You got a lot of cardinal.
Yes.
Aries and Cancer, cardinal. They initiate. They get things moving.
And
so
if it's in the 10th house, it's a cardinal sign. If it's in the 11th house, it's a fixed house. I'm sorry. If it's in the 10th house, it's a cardinal house. If it's in the 11th house, it's a fixed house. So then you're a little more stubborn. Let's put it that way. You know what you want, and you want to go after it and get it. And that Aquarius moon is going to go boom chakalaka, right? So then if you have that Cancer rising is probably close to the cusp line anyway, of that first house, you may have moments of questioning yourself, right? Questioning your abilities and moments of self-doubt, because the Cancer rising is emotional, and it is it sets that cusp line for your first house, and the first house actually belongs to Aries, even though your Aries is not in there. And so you're going to have the flavor of that no matter what other planets are in your house. Are you doing a quick chart on her?
I just looked up. I just was, yeah.
This was the rest of her question. I think y'all pretty much answered that already with her other questions. So
yeah, you have a big year coming up. Everybody with Aries, wherever your Aries is getting really activated. So it's been getting activated. So just know which Aries. We just had an Aries full moon. Aries is the I am. Who am I? That's the question that's been going on. Who am I? And this has been going on for 10 plus years. Who do I want to be? Am I being authentic to myself, or am I being somebody else for other people? You know what I mean? Like, we kind of get stuck in those little intricacies with our relationships. But this is what Spirit is asking, is for us to be a sovereign being. Who are you? And love who you are, and accept who you are. And anything after that is, everything's possible after you are there. And that's kind of the big thing for. And then Aries is bringing in that new era with Saturn and Neptune coming. That's that new era starting in February. Now, it's not just going to appear in February, but that energy will play out. And it's asking us, okay, so who are you individually? Who are you as a collective? How do you see yourself individually? How do you see yourself as a collective? Are we going to stand in the corner and hide and be in fear because of the big bad wolf out there, or are we going to stand up for who we are? This is like, all these things are coming up to be addressed. We have to face that. Whether it's, I'm not saying you got to go out there and fight, but you got inside yourself, you got to get your resolve, right? Who are you, and what are you going to put up with?
And trust what your gut says.
Yeah.
And for old Windwalker here, okay, so you're an Aquarius, and Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for a long time to come. What, 40 years? So, you're going to be making changes. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Sedna's going to be in Gemini for 40 years, but Pluto will be in Aquarius.
What's going to be in Gemini for 40 years?
Sedna will be in Gemini so we're working on sacrifice and adaptation. And everybody does with Sedna. That's what she represents. But we're working on it even more because we're Geminis, and she's in our sign. But for Aquarius here, that Pluto is going to be showing you what needs to be changed. And because you're an Aquarius, you can detach. You know how to detach from the things that no longer serve your purpose. Some of us can't detach from that stuff. I'm one of those. I'm very guilty of that because it has sentimental value. There are things that I can't let go of, or just because I am so in love with it. I've had to do it, and I've done it. But
which is why I have more shit in boxes in the closet than I should have, because I can't throw anything away.
All my Halloween decorations that I had to leave in Virginia, because it was just crazy to take the junk that I used to put out on my lawn with me. I can come and find broken down fences anywhere I want to go, especially living in the country. But what I'm saying is, it was hard for me to leave the crap. You know, those things meant something to me. I used them. 30 years of playing the Wicked Witch on the front lawn. All those memories are tied up in that. Headstones that I made and neighbors helped me build. I mean, it was quite a production. But anyway, I digress. I'm just saying, you are able to detach from those things, knowing and be and willing, because Aquarius throws the lightning bolt and says, no, this isn't working. We got to do it differently. And Pluto is there to help you along the way.
And Mary Starshine, yeah, I see you guys. Astrology it actually is assisting in playing out the destiny, but it's not the destiny, because we have free will.
Right. That's where knowing, like that opposition
you are,
talking about, that is where knowing that there's an opposition, there's a challenge, or a square and a half, or a half a square, or a hammer of Thor, or all these little names that we have for these aspects. When you know where that is and how it hits your chart, you're able to negotiate with yourself. That's what we have to do. You deserve that. You deserve that for you. You're going to put stress on your heart, less stress on your diabetes, less stress on your lupus, less stress on your family relationships, on friendship, on the job. So it's only you that you're fighting, because everybody else doesn't have a clue what's going on in your mind.
Yeah. So it's
exactly.
I mean, that is it right there. And we have the assistance of those energies all throughout our chart, and every day we have the assistance to, you know, do I absolutely do my chart perfectly every day? Probably not. I don't even look at my chart, but maybe once a month, if that. But it is, I know where things are and I know what's happening, you know, but still it is my choice in that moment how I am going to either step up or not, you know. And I think that's kind of the big message the last 5 years is we've been all asked to step up, step into who you are and be proud of who you are, you know. And there's too many intricacies, like to, you know, a person, when you know a person intimately, you still don't know them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because we all change.
Yeah.
The moon changes, the rising sign changes, the Mars moves. There are things that move so quickly through the day, we don't even know that we changed. You know?
Yes.
Exactly.
So it is a definite connection to your own spiritual welfare. So just the briefest understanding you can carry with you will help you.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear people like Valerie chat on about stuff. Not that I ever open my mouth.
I'm learning, so I'm just listening. So, you know, it's
right.
Because this stuff has always been fascinating to me, and I just never understood it. So when I can catch y'all, I just sit and listen and absorb. And I figure eventually it's going to start making sense, because I'm going to absorb enough of it over time that it starts clicking into place.
And that's exactly how, that's the best way for everybody to study anything, right? And
yes.
Sherry, that is the truth.
That
One day it just freaking clicks.
Boom. Yep. And you're going, oh yeah, I know what that. And that Gemini mind, your Gemini mind.
I remember, I heard that before, and it clicks and it starts to fall in place. It's like,
it really does.
It's Mary Mac, all dressed in black with silver.
Aren't we
buttons.
all?
And the buttons are all buttoned. 100 buttons on a wedding dress, and they all have to be in a line. And that's what I just think of that, and that is understanding astrology and psychology and trusting your gut and everything that we do when we read cards and coppers and pendulums and light a candle and hold space for others who need help. And we're all in this together. And you all in the chat
Absolutely.
are very, very smart.
Yes, you are.
Trust yourself too,
And-
as well
And
as
where Maureen, she said, we all have our dark side, right? And yes, and when we illuminate that dark side of us, I mean, think about it. I think all of us have grown so much by illuminating our dark side more than our, not that we're ignoring the light side, but that dark side really brings you into like, wow, face to face with some of the things that,
what's there. That's our shadow work.
how they get there.
That's
Yeah.
the stuff that we have buried so deep in our psyche from our childhood, from abuse, from unfair treatment, from the bullies on the playground, from if we all had the same shitty childhood, why were there bullies? We were all going through the same thing, you know? So
and as we face it face to face with that shadow side and deal with it, it just makes us that much stronger. That's something I've been learning in the last 6 years or so.
That's how you illuminate it. That's how you put your candle
on.
For sure.
Exactly.
There's such a beautiful crowd here in your chat. I didn't get it set up. My brother wasn't supposed to come till tomorrow. He came today, and so I consequently did not set up to stream on my own channel. So I'm bouncing back between the two of you.
I love that, Maria. She put, I don't even agree with myself morning to afternoon.
I don't agree with myself moment to moment.
There's the change in the rising sign through the course of the day.
Yeah.
I'm gung-ho and ready to start a project, or even better, finish a project.
Yeah.
I'm good at starting them. I'm bad at finishing them. Exactly.
And it's been challenging. It's been challenging for all of us for these, let's just go 10 years, right? It's just building. It's like, oh my God, how much more can humanity take?
Well, guess what? Everybody, let's think of one thing and let's own ourselves from now until the 13th, because the 13th, Pluto stations direct. Venus goes into Libra, and she's going to be opposite Neptune. And these are beautiful, luscious, yummy, yummy. And that Pluto stationing direct, what do you got in Aquarius that he's going to be sitting at 1 degree? Because that's where he's at. And he ain't moving. If he moves 2 seconds in the next couple of days till the 13th, it'll be a miracle. You got to wait now, little girl.
Yeah. And Pluto is one of Scorpio's rulers. So we got, they're all kind of connecting and pinging off each other in a way, a very, very intense way. But that is when
You still here? I thought you went to work.
Not yet. I'm getting ready to leave.
Hey,
okay, have a good night.
Rock and roll.
So that is, Diana, don't you expect that's when like we're really going to hear some more stuff? Like facts are going to start dropping, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
and that's where Pluto comes in, because that's where you really need Pluto, because Pluto in Aquarius is about the people. What's for the betterment of all, right? And we've seen what's going on with the people. Like, how much more can we take? How much can they twist things? It's just beyond, I don't know, it blows my mind. But see Pluto come in and be like, boom, stop.
You know what, Rose Blue? This is the way I look at that. If it's your day, it's your day.
Yeah, I don't think you do, hon. I looked at it earlier. I didn't get yeah.
I got my November cheat sheet right here.
Rose Blue. Okay to fly in November.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm getting It's Okay to Fly for you in November. Now, I'm with Diana. It is what it is when it is, but Um,
The 15th. There's nothing major looking at that time of the year.
do you see Diana, do you see the government going back to work? I think that's what people are kind of concerned about, the air traffic controllers. I don't know if I don't see it anytime
Right.
soon.
November 15th.
And to show you just how intelligent our president is, he made a statement today that he was going to talk to Hegseth, who's Secretary of War now, to make sure that the military get their paychecks, because normally they wouldn't, because they've shut down the government. Now, what he doesn't understand is that the Secretary of Defense or War
13.
is not the deciding person on payroll for military. That's through another person who's in that office that cuts those checks. But they can't cut that check until Congress signs on the dotted line and says, yes, you can pay the military this month. Yesterday, the Democrats tried to get them to do that while a lot of them were still in DC, and the current speaker sent everybody home and said, oh, no, we can't do that.
And they're all getting paid.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
I'm on vacation. He said, go
and they
take
won't.
and here's your pay.
And they
here's
won't.
the other thing, the 19th. Well, everything shuts down on the 19th for the holidays anyway. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they're nasty. Yes,
I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying, logically, it's a moot point. It can do that, but who's going to be there? They'll have to call a quick session.
They're not swearing in that new girl, because she will be the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. Yep. And see, that's what they're trying to stop, right? So all this Scorpio here, that is not going to stop. That is not going to stop.
You know what? And I feel like they shut down the government, and shut down all the things about AI Atlas, because 3i Atlas is because we're all hyped up about this comet that ain't a comet, and they just want to deprive us of that so that they can still do their sleight of hand with everything else and cover up the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Yes. But
then want to blame the Democrats for the shutdown, when all the Democrats says was, you want us to sign on for it, you got to put health care back in.
Yeah.
Well,
because they stripped out all the health care.
But they're gaslighting, and that's all they do. They're narcissists. They're master manipulators, and they're gaslighting. And the Dems are really very nice. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to change in being authentic and in my heart for a bunch of trashy. I mean, they're trashy. They're trash. They're supporting a PDF file. However you want to put it. They really are, and that's all going to catch up to them, because. Well, I just asked when the government was going to go back to session, and I got the 23rd. So that's when we're in Scorpio sun season 2. That's going to really, Scorpio is like no holds bar, throws it out there. This is how disturbing these people are. They're hiding all of this stuff that they can't hide anymore. It's not. We all know it's there. Aw, Sinsa.
We're also sick of it, exhausted. We're all going through PTSD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really,
exactly.
Laura.
Thank you,
Wow,
KL.
thank you, everybody.
So nice of everybody. Oh my goodness, we have a really good conversation tonight. I love this.
We've been at it for an hour and 10 minutes, so if y'all are good to go a little bit longer, we can go a little bit longer. I just don't want to overstep your time.
I just have to let this little dog go outside and do her business. I'm going to shut.
I just looked down at Joan. She's at Aries, 29 degrees. Now, see, 29 degrees and 0 degrees are critical degrees. They're energetic degrees. So what does that mean? The beginning of a house is 0. The end is 29. It's actually 30 degrees. That is the full spectrum, right? So you have like the full spectrum of Aries at that 29-degree point. Those are not easy degrees. Those are master degrees, but that you go through a lot to get those master degrees, to work through them in a lifetime. It's not easy. It feels like the worst is over. The orange Kool-Aid is spilled. I'm so, oh, yeah, because I bet you are a little feisty firecracker for 29-degree Aries. And that's cool, though. And see, this is us knowing our gut. What's our gut saying? What does your gut say about this stuff? Do you feel like it's going to be gloom and doom and it's all over and done with? I don't. I think that we're going into the golden age. We're going into a new era where we get to create the actual society we all really want in our heart. That we're
going through what we're going through because we've got to burn out the old feeling of what I think and feel doesn't matter, doesn't count. My vote doesn't count. My thoughts don't count. And that's all BS. It does count. But we have to be, if we're going to be in a society that's a democratic society, then we have to be responsible and hold our government officials responsible for doing their job. And I think that's been one of the biggest things in the last 50 years or so, that we've watched people just kind of throw their hands up, walk away and say, oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway. My voice doesn't count. And it's like, yeah, it does count. And when you do that, you're hurting yourself. And so and I used to be one of those people who was like, what difference does it make? You know, my voice doesn't count. And it wasn't until I actually started paying attention to realize, actually, yeah, my voice does count. And they're terrified that I'm going to figure that out. Because it doesn't matter if it's red or blue. It's all revolved around rich and poor. You've got
and that's the big thing. Like they want us to believe it's, I hate the red or the blue or whatever. It's the top versus the bottom, and it's the top who's taken all the toys and they're over there in the corner and they got everything, and they're laughing at us fighting each other, really. And what's been going on, like for the last, we go with a 26,000 year cycle. That's a galactic year. Okay, that's closing down. The age of Pisces is closing down. A Kali Yuga age is closing down. There's many other different, that's a 420,000 year cycle. These are big cycles that we're closing down, and this is in a lot of ancient literature where we come to this place where the golden age starts, and that we're ending one cycle and going into that new cycle, but it doesn't begin right away. So how do we make it happen, right? We have to believe in ourselves. We have to see the same. We don't have to do anything. Hold on. My guides are like, nobody has to do anything. But it's beneficial if we see the same type of reality we all want to experience. I'm doing that on my show. Like, I'm doing recordings about what does the new earth look like? How can we visualize that? Because it starts energetically. It starts with a thought. But if our thoughts are always tangled up in the orange one and his minions and stuff like that, we're not freeing ourselves. We're helping them suppress us again, you know?
Yeah.
And it's got to be, we got to break that cycle. We have to. It's us that breaks it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. Christine Thomas had a question. Will my move go smoothly next year?
Yes. I got an immediate yes on that. Christine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing it. Is it after like springtime, summertime? It's really going to be a good time for it. If that's, I mean,
Christine's move goes smoothly in 2026.
Christine's move goes smoothly in 20. Yeah.
I'm getting a very solid yes.
So. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Me too.
And that's
Yeah.
gonna be like everybody
Oh,
next year. We're gonna we're gonna get ready to take off next year. Know that. That's what we're preparing ourselves right now for. And how do we do that? By releasing all the things that aren't going with us, by telling ourselves that we are worthy and we love ourselves and we accept ourselves. And that's how the baby steps to it. But we're all gonna start moving.
My
What's that?
It-
Yes.
Tapioca Thievery, a message from my guides for my YouTube channel.
They said,
I just heard,
go ahead.
put the effort. You're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Oh yeah.
That's basically what they just said.
Exactly.
Which
And
we
follow
know that
your heart.
anyway.
Yeah. Follow your heart. Do what you love. As long as you're doing what you love, it's not going to be like work. It's not going to be, things will come when they're ready. But this is us energetically setting the stage for our YouTube channels, or setting, you know what I mean? Everything starts with that energetically how do I want to feel? How do I see it? And then build on it from there. What does my heart smile again? Oh wow.
Again, you cannot make this up. So, you know exactly what Sherry said, but it's divine timing.
Yes.
So trust yourself. Just as everybody has been saying, and Valerie was saying, trust yourself. You'll know when it's time to go forward. It's there for you to do. But sometimes taking things slowly.
Yeah.
And reach out to others in the community for help. Once you're ready to launch and start going and start doing things with it, reach out to other readers, those of us that are already up and going. Most of us are more than happy to have somebody brand new on their channels as a guest just to get some eyes on them, let people see them. I make it a goal of mine to go search sometimes for just new faces, new names, and, that if they pop across my feed, then I go watch their stuff and then reach out and say, yeah, would you like to come on? Because when I started, if it hadn't have been for people like Valerie and Diana and some of the others that were out there inviting me on and encouraging me to do this, I would still be sitting there with 5 subscribers and that's it, and not doing anything, because I was petrified when I first started. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, Angela Nancy Mesquite had a lot to do with me actually doing something, because she's the one that from the get-go was like, you're psychic, right? You're supposed to be reading cards, right? Give me your address. I'm sending you cards. Okay. And then I'm emailing her going, now what? And she's like, this is what you do, and this is how you do it. And if it had not been for her and her insistence in what she saw for me and pushing me, I never would have taken that step.
She's doing a lot better. She's home for a couple weeks. And
awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, we had our first, Friday nights, Angela and Tabitha and I have been getting together for years, right? And so we hadn't gotten together because Angie was so sick, but we did last night for the first time in a while. So
yay. Oh yay, I missed that. How did I miss that? Oh my God.
We don't do it online. This is just we get together.
Oh, okay, just to get together for y'all. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant y'all were online. I was going how did I miss that?
Well, we all started out in the same practice group. That's how we met.
Yeah.
That's how I met Val.
Yeah,
exactly.
The next thing we know, we're doing astrology together. We didn't have that planned. It just divine timing, right? Really.
Sherry, weren't you in that practice group a couple of times?
I think towards the end of it I was, because I came on after COVID hit.
Yeah.
That's what we did. Yeah.
Andrea Gavin started it through Nancy Jean, not with Nancy, but it was Andrea Gavin who started it, and then it has just snowballed, and now Valerie's keeping it going.
Yeah. So
Cool.
much fun. So much to learn, and that's a way to keep your skills up. Even everybody in the chat, you guys could get together and do psychic practice, or you can do it with your friends or anything. It really helps.
Exactly. I know. I do a members meeting once a month. Eventually, I hope to do that more than once a month, but right now that's all I can squeeze out. And I don't have a set program for my members meeting. We just get together and hang out on Zoom, and we chit chat and we talk and we read for each other. It's not just me reading for them. There are readers that are members that they're reading on each other. They'll read on me, back and forth, and we just hang out for a couple of hours and have a good time and just kind of unload and just visit and I love it. I love when we get together like that because everybody kind of, I made it so that everybody kind of has an equal voice of what's going on, and it just seems to make it a lot more friendlier space to go into because you're not on this regimented, we're going to do ABC and then 1, 2, 3. And it's like, I don't want that. We just hang, we hang out and shoot the shit and just go from there, and it's a lot of fun. Because we learn a lot from each other. It's like I watch different people that do all kinds of different kinds of readings because I learned something different from all of them, I wish I could watch more, but I now I'm so busy I don't get to watch as much as I want to, it's 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and it's whatever I can catch. But
But I love that we, I always am the student. I want to learn. But we're always both student and teacher.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. Cindy Shea had a question. Will Chinese acupuncture help heal or reverse my neuropathy? Yeah, nerve regeneration is.
I'm sorry, huh? I know that's painful. Gosh.
Absolutely.
I just want to. First thing I heard was to suggest taking magnesium. I'm not a doctor, but magnesium really will help you. Or if you can't take it, like Diana can't take it, so she sprays the magnesium on her bottoms of her feet.
Well, I don't spray it. I rub it in.
Rub it.
Rub it in.
I just got a yes. I moved.
I got a yes too. So
I got a yes.
And it will help because that works with the meridians. But what Valerie suggested, magnesium on your feet is amazing.
Yeah.
My handyman, not my brother, but I have another handyman for the really big jobs, right? And I have started making certain salves for his feet because he has neuropathy and he gets ulcers. And when I first met him, he was a real mess. I mean, just a real mess. And it doesn't help that he wears those big steel-toed boots every time, right?
Yeah.
So I have mixed up several things for him that have all helped. But when I gave him plantain with magnesium in a salve, everything changed for him, as well as being able to get a good night's rest. And his doctor, after having had a couple of checkups with him, has said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I know a witch doctor." That's me. And he says, and he told him the story, and he says, "Well, what's in it?" And he said, "How the hell do I know?" She's a witch doctor.
She gives it to me and I put it on my feet.
I put it on, and he said to him, "Well, don't stop using it." Now, I'm not saying you need to contact me because there's lots of it out there. Better still, you can get the things and make it yourself. I use castor oil and I use a little bit of almond oil, and I use coconut oil. And there's tons of recipes on how to do this. You can use beeswax. You'll need a bunch of different things to help it emulsify. But when you do this, you need to, when you make it yourself, it really costs you less in the long run, because you've always got this product to go back to and make you more when you've run out.
Plus, when you're making it yourself, you're putting that intention in there that it's going to make you better.
Well, exactly.
For yourself, and that's even that much stronger.
And I have organized my apothecary so that I make it on a new moon or a full moon or some sort of a special date, like the 1010 portal, though I didn't make any here for the 1010, you know, so whatever's going on, I try, and I label the jar that way, and people go goo goo gaga over it. So it was on the full moon, you know.
And that's so cool though. That's what we used to do. All of us here used to be medicine women, or some sort of healer throughout many lifetimes.
We still have them down here where I'm at. We have, according to the Cajun traditions, you had what they called a traiteur, and that was basically just a medicine man or a medicine woman, you know. And there are people today that still use them like religiously, you know.
But there are
teams that have them on their payroll. I mean,
and each area has different. We don't remember our last lifetime. We don't remember. Maybe I did live in New Orleans or somewhere. But either way, I was or Diana, especially, she was like the town herbalist. I mean, we all had these things that we just instinctively know. Like, and you're like, how do I even know about herbs? But I do. I don't know how, but I do, right? So
well, it's in our DNA because we were born with it.
Right. And this is the cool thing. Like, we're remembering who we are. Think of what that sentence means, because it's so much deeper than, hey, I'm Valerie. It's so much deeper. It is, as
Bruce Springsteen says, I was born that way.
Right. I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know that gypsy with the gold cap tooth. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm going to mix it up right here in the sink.
Yep, exactly.
And peace. Don't feel bad about being, none of us are. It feels, she said, it feels ridiculous to feel nervous, but I am. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous every time I come on and talk. I didn't want to do anything like this. This is my guides, And
as much as I'm a motor mouth, I was petrified to do this.
And I still don't know.
People I know and I'm comfortable with, I can talk till the cows come home. And you can't shut me up. You put me in a room full of people I don't know, and I'm the wall hugger in the back, and I'm not talking to anybody. Because I'm too shy, and people here say, you're not shy. And I'm like, actually, really, I am. It took me a while. A good year to get even semi-comfortable with. It took 3 years to get comfortable to look into the damn camera.
Oh, my God.
And that took Arthur coming into my life saying, look in the camera. Quit looking down.
I know.
Do this, do that, do the other, and just... he's taught me a lot about presentation, and how to do a better. It's like, I don't want to look in the camera. I want to look at the people I'm talking to. And he's like, but it doesn't look like that when they look at you. It looks like you're looking at something else. He's like, you look at the camera, it looks like you're looking at it. I'm like, okay, I understand it. Logically, that makes sense. But
okay, guess what? The moon is about to go into Gemini. The moon is in Gemini. The rising sign is about to click over to Gemini. It's at 29 degrees of Taurus.
So that means you guys are going to get a little bit more.
Yeah, we are going to be talking
like we don't talk enough already, right?
I know y'all can't. None of us can shut up here today. I'm telling you, that's okay. I'm not complaining.
all of
I
us
just dropped my
have
phone.
Gemini, and we're all
Well,
going
I'm
to
going to try to wrap us up here because I have got to go to the bathroom. I've got to go take my dog to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, right. And you got a show.
And I got to
You need
eat
take a
because I
break.
got another show in a couple of hours.
That's right. You need a break, my love.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it. I
Well,
love it.
thank y'all so much for coming on. I really want to make this something regular. We can just be able to come on and talk about this stuff because I love it. So,
Sure.
We love joining you. You're adorable.
Yeah.
And this
well,
is for
thank you, my
everybody.
dear.
Raise your vibration.
There
What'd
you
you
go. Yeah.
What did you say, Diana?
Raise your vibration.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes, this is exactly
I don't know if you can see.
we can think.
Here we go.
Of,
Mine
Oh,
says
look,
protector.
what
The
deck
little
is
bear, and
that?
it says protector feels safe.
Oh, yes.
What
Okay.
deck
So-
is that, Sherry?
This is called the this is from Trish James. It's the connections deck.
That
Okay.
is
I gotta
beautiful.
look at it.
And
Yeah, that's a
so,
beautiful deck.
It's,
Guess what I got, guys?
wow, look at this one.
What?
The kitty cat.
Oh,
It says release deep sadness. So
yes. Oh my God, I love that deck.
she does all of the artwork herself, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know her decks are a little on the expensive side, but boy, they're
Oh,
so
is that the one girl?
That's Trish James in Australia. Yeah.
Oh,
She does
okay.
the prediction decks and stuff. I've got her
Yeah, I can't.
I
It's
got her
not in my
Soul
price range.
Connections. I've got another one called
Oh, I didn't know that was her deck, Diana.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
man.
predictions. Plus she has the predictions, the governance. I've got her Soul Connections. I've got her something Neptune deck, which is more for like spiritual stuff. And she just offered members a special on a little deck that she threw together. I'm waiting for it to come in. So I splurged.
Oh, nice.
I bought it when I probably shouldn't have, but it was like, oh no, I gotta get it.
Good. I see. I never splurge. So I got navigating by the stars here, ladies. Follow your bliss, right? See, and that's our imagination. Think of the sky as your imagination, right? We all
Go outside and cloud watch tomorrow.
Well, we all require
what do you
safety
see?
and security, right? This is the first and foremost. This is why we all will stay real you don't want to shine too much, because the safety and security is on the line. But once you learn that it is you shining more by loving yourself and accepting yourself more, everything starts flowing into you. It is amazing once you do it like that. And it's terrifying. So all of it's terrifying, right?
Absolutely.
And look at us. We're just
go out and do some cloud watching tomorrow. See how many things you see in the clouds.
I love it.
Great imagination grower. I mean, I still catch myself doing it all the time. I'll be sitting outside and just look up and I'll be, oh wow, that looks like an elephant. No, that looks like an alligator. It's funny how it changes. The other day I was doing that. I was noticing some clouds and I kind of swiveled over a little bit. I went, oh wow, there's a rainbow. It didn't even rain today, but I got a rainbow up there. So
I was coming up from south in Detroit area and coming back home and I was listening to Danny Shea, Rambling Man, when he does his Friday.
I love his rambles.
Okay, and so I'll be damned if there wasn't a tow truck that showed up. And I'm a Detroiter, so we got a lot of Nash Ramblers around here. And there was a Rambler on the back of a tow truck in the clouds. I mean, these clouds were just amazing, with what you could see in them. But when that thing showed up, it was like, okay, this is too crazy. Anyways, Sherry, go pee.
Yes.
Talk to you later.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you in a couple of hours.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.